Well, Chris will good comments for the scholarship revision. So again, for my suggestion and to move that for a second. So as I said in the first essay, this paragraph is just kind of very basic and general. What you want to do is focus more on this as your first paragraph. And then you could really focus a lot more on, again, the direct argumentation. So let's go down to, because yeah, it looks like you did a lot of difference with yeah, so I still would want to see a greater kind of argument, like what's meaningful about that open? Why would it be open, for example? And like here, like opportunity for feminists, right, rather than single space. So here's where I would want to see a little bit more of a stronger argument still. So that would be an important aspect here. So same thing as I mentioned here, your topic sentences want to be very specific, again, in terms of like what's meaningful about Lancer's approach. So because this again is detail, right? So we want to have that kind of argument. So what I want to see is, again, a more specific extension of that thesis, and that's kind of crucial. So if you're going to focus on kind of the inclusion aspect, which could work, again, you want to show exactly what's meaningful about these authors focusing on that kind of inclusivity, right? And then how does that inclusivity really manifest in Lancer's kind of ideas, right? So same thing, same thing with these transitions. Again, what you want to do is really talk about what's different or similar, right? But in terms of this difference, right, with McDermott. So you still want to have a lot more stronger topic sentence arguments, right? Because even this, right, this would be still a detail, right? Because you're telling us what Lancer believes, right? What you would want to do is what's impactful about her approach and so forth. So there's a lot more argumentation that could still go on here, especially as those topic sentences and those synthesis ideas, right? Yeah, so same thing. It's just like what's meaningful about that. So like here, like you would want to separate. So like, okay, super spelling feminist criticism of practical studies. Okay, good. But if they took both approaches, okay. So then in that case, you know, what does that demonstrate? And of course, too, going back to your ideas, what does that demonstrate about the inclusivity aspect and so forth? Because notice here, it's just back to that summary, right? So you still really focusing in on that summary kind of idea rather than expanding the analysis to it here. Same thing here. It's just like that would be kind of a different topic, right? So you'd want to focus a little bit more on, again, comparing, contrasting. Yeah, okay, good. So here's where you would want to, again, stay grounded on the analysis. This difference, right, reinforces what, right? About, again, the inclusivity aspect. You want to focus that on your thesis and so forth, right? So that's kind of key issues. Again, I'm seeing more summary-based kind of elements rather than that kind of synthesis. So that's really what, again, you want to condense the summary, expand those kind of ideas, right? That's your. Yeah, and as I said, there's no real kind of like argument that it should still play a role. What you want to do is where should it go, right? That's the like where's the kind of future to this kind of approach. So that's kind of the key aspect. So again, just remember it's just regular font, and then excellent. We put it in alphabetical order. Everything else looks good. Perfect. Okay, good. So again, a couple minor fixes, but there's still a lot to do with the kind of bulk of the work. So just kind of pay attention again to like where you can, again, reduce that summary. We don't need every detail. You want to focus on more approach, how they, because the summary is more for the annotation. You want to focus on how they approach their arguments in each paragraph. Obviously, again, have questions, I'll keep asking. If not, just good luck with all the other assignments and take care.